everyone, welcome back to Open Here with me, Enby Andy, and for another week's episode of the YouTube channel. So as usual, we're going to discuss some topics that have been sent in by you, the viewers, have a discuss and hopefully educate and help people understand the issues that non-binary people may face and the challenges we face here in the UK. So the questions have been sent in this week. First of all, we've been asked, why should I add my pronouns if I'm cis? Then, do you ever suffer from dysphoria? And finally, what are your future plans? So we'll go through those step by step. Step one, question one. Why should I add my pronouns if I'm cisgender? So, as you're aware, a lot of non-binary people, a lot of LGBTQ plus allies will put their pronouns in their social media bios, their email signatures, their phone books in their employment, etc. And you can do that whether you are non-binary and use pronouns like they, them, like myself, or maybe she, they, he, she, they, etc. And the reason we do it is so people know what our pronouns are when they discuss us, or when they talk to us, or when they need to describe us, or anything like that. So it's a very simple way for us to set out our stall of who we are and what we're about and how we would like to be referred to as, what our actual pronouns are, not preferred pronouns, what our real pronouns are. Now, as a cis person, it's not mandatory for you to put your pronouns on your social media, on your work emails, etc. But we ask you to do this to promote inclusivity at work, at home, online. So by you adding your pronouns to your bio, first of all, what does that take away if you do that? You don't lose anything by adding your pronouns anywhere. It's not taking away anything from you as a cisgender person for doing that. So if you're a man, but he, him. If you're a woman, she, her. It's not hurting you to do that. What it's doing, it's increasing the chance that people who are queer, people who are non-binary, who are gender non-conforming, and use different pronouns, it's making it easier for them to stand up and put their pronouns on, and it makes it easier for people to be who they are, whether at work, on social media, at home, etc. So it's all about inclusivity. It's not hurting you. It's not taking anything away from you for doing that. It's all about promoting diversity and inclusion and making the world a bit of an easier place for people who use different pronouns. So if you haven't done it yet and you're cisgender, if you haven't added your bios on anywhere, ask yourself why. Why haven't you done that? What's stopping you from doing that? Because if you think about it, it's not harming you in the slightest, but it is helping other people. And if you're an ally of the LGBTQ plus community, you really should do it as soon as you can. I'm sure you already have. So the next question I've got is, do I ever suffer from dysphoria? So for those that don't know, the NHS classifies dysphoria as a sense of unease that a person may have because of a mismatch between their biological sex and their gender identity. So yes, I do. I was assigned male at birth, and I was a man for 36 years of my life. And since coming out as non-binary, there's aspects of my body which go against how I feel inside and how I identify with my gender identity as non-binary. For example, body hair. It grows back often, as it will, and it does, having a hairy chest, it doesn't do my confidence any good. Having a hairy back sometimes, as nice as that is, and it's something which, if I don't constantly stay on top of, if I don't constantly work at and try and eradicate as any way I can, it makes me feel less of me. People who know me, people who've watched videos in the past will know I'm more often than not quite femme presenting, quite feminine presenting, gender fluid, so I can flip the other side and present as masculine. Sometimes I have to. But having the hairy chest when I have it. It doesn't feel right. It feels horrible. It makes me feel like I'm not me. It brings about imposter syndrome, and it's a horrible thing to have. It makes your body just doesn't feel like yours. It doesn't feel right. So I shave my chest, I shave my legs, try and do as much of my back as I can. I have got a beard, but that's because I choose to have a beard, and I like how my beard looks. But again, that's because non-binary people don't owe you androgyny, and non-binary people can look however they want to look, whichever way it makes them happy. So yeah, I've got this hair. I haven't got any hair growing here, sadly. That's an unrelated thing. But yes, I do suffer dysphoria, and it's not a very nice thing to have. And it's a constant struggle to keep on top of. People who shave the legs will know how often things grow back and how much of a pain it is to do that. And I know a lot of people who don't do that, because being shaved is, it's the patriarchist view of what a woman should look like. I shave my legs and I shave my chest because that's how I feel internally, how I should look to match how I feel internally. So it's a horrible thing to have. I do get it, and it's kind of soul destroying when it happens, but it's like an hour's work to get rid of my body hair, 2 or 3 times a week. It's painstaking, it's difficult, but it needs to be done. It is what it is. And I know people who are transitioning, for example, male to female, they will go through surgeries and cosmetic surgeries to stop that kind of thing. But that's all in private. That's not NHS because it's classed as cosmetic surgery, and it costs a lot of money. And money is something I haven't got. So for now, I just use my electric razor and disposable razors, and they're not that great. But I will hopefully find some better routes, maybe waxing at some point. But that brings about the whole kind of going to some kind of beauty salon as a non-binary person to get some kind of treatment. So yes, dysphoria, boo, horrible, but it does happen, I'm afraid. And then the final question I've got, just regarding my personal life really, what are my future plans? Bit of an open question. There's a few different things going on in my life. Again, for those who know me or follow me on social media, you may know that I've been at risk of being redundancy for quite some time now. I'm in a project which is ending. It's going to end, has to stop. My department's closing. I could choose to apply for other jobs within the company I work for, or I can just let it go and have redundancy. For me personally, I'm looking for a new start. I'm looking for a new challenge. I've been in that company now since 2012, so quite a long time. And I think it's time for a fresh start. So I'm happily taking the redundancy when it comes around. I'm expecting the redundancy to happen around about December, and I'll get 3-month paid gardening leave. So that's 3-month paid holiday essentially, but during that time I'm going to try and find a job as well as taking some time off. With that, it brings the fear of trying to find a company which is inclusive and which accepts diversity and will accept me for who I am. I'm not going to lie about who I am on applications or anything like that. I'm going to be as honest as I can as a non-binary person, and I want an employer to employ me because they know who I am. And it's worrying. It's a bit worrying because, like I said, the company I work for now has been brilliant with all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've got to try and make sure I find a company who's just as good. Along with that, I've got to make sure I find a job which pays just as good as I'm on now, if not better. But then when I've done that, when I've got my big redundancy check, I can move out of the shared house I'm in, hopefully, and look to get a 1-bed flat of my own, which would be lovely, having my own space, and be better because I've got kids rather than them being in a shared house, etc. So having my own space to call my own is one of my future plans. Finding something new, a new challenge, away from finance maybe. I would love to work for something like an LGBTQ plus charity or a union, something like that. So if you know of any jobs down in Bournemouth which may suit my certain skill set, get in touch around about January, March time, between then hopefully. But that's the plan there. In terms of more of my personal life, what else can I tell you? Just carried on being single and dating and seeing how things go, in no rush in that respect, and just carrying on being me. I hopefully will keep on doing these videos. I enjoy doing them, and I like having the questions coming through from you people. So yeah, that's my kind of next 3 to 6 month plan. Find a good new job, get a big check, hopefully in the form of like a big national lottery check where you get a whole around, and find a new place. So that's my plans. So I'm going to open the floor up. This is the chance for you to get in touch for the next video. Hit out to me on social media, on my YouTube comment section. Ask me some questions that you want to discuss regarding issues for non-binary people. Have you got any kind of questions you've had but you've never felt comfortable asking? Ask me, and I'll be more than happy to help you understand things. So get in touch and put your questions to me. And in the meantime, make sure you like, share and subscribe to these videos to widen our reach, to make people aware of the issues faced by non-binary people. And come back and watch the videos next week. So in the meantime, take care of yourself, stay friendly and stay safe. And I shall speak to you then. Take care.